Welcome back, guys. Sorry I've not given you content for the last 2 days. My apologies, been busy with uni, but I'm back, and I know that we said that today was going to be how I've come to be studying and how I survive financially. For anybody that is interested in changing their lives, stuck in a rut, hate your job, I know the feeling. I was an engineer for probably about 7 years. I left school, did an apprenticeship, 5 years, mechanical engineering, then continued doing engineering for the next 2 or 3 years. Quit, met my ex-wife, and then we set up a haulage business, running trucks all around the country. Oh, what a nightmare. Don't ever do it. If you're into your trucking, or be an owner driver. That's it. You can rely on yourself, you can't rely on other people. So running more trucks and relying on people to run them and operate them like you would do, take care of them, etc, etc, turn up for work on Monday, very hard. So anyway, this video isn't about setting up a haulage business. This is about going back to school. So I know there's a lot of people out there, because I was one of them, that hate their job. They're in a fucking dead-end job. Sorry, I'm not allowed to swear on YouTube, right? They're in a dead-end job, earning money for other people, being given very little in return, working for these corporate companies where you're just providing your gaffers and your CEOs with another second holiday home, and they're just giving you the bare minimum that they can just to keep you coming every day. And then they give you the title supervisor or manager just to make you feel good about yourself, and you can tell your family that you're a supervisor or a manager. No, they're just taking the mickey out of you, just giving you that title just to go, there, good boy, good girl, you go and work for an extra £1 an hour or £2 an hour. Yeah, let's not do that anymore. So I've been in that situation, even running the trucking business. Even though it was my own business, I was still subcontracting all the work. They were still my boss, kind of. Well, they were. I relied on them for the work. I only had a very little amount of my own work. So my ex-wife and I, we separated almost 3 years ago, and I thought it could be a good opportunity to change my life. Now, I didn't have a mortgage to pay, etc, etc, and I was struggling mentally with the breakup. So I thought, if I go back to school and study, it will take my mind off thinking about her, which it did. I signed up for medical sciences at university. I had to do a foundation year though, because I didn't have any A-levels. So the foundation year is obviously just a substitute or an equivalent to A-levels. I picked medical sciences because I rang up a careers advisor. He gave me a task to do of 50 questions, and the results of those questions came up with potential opportunities, job opportunities, career opportunities that people may not have thought of, and with me it was the same. The results came up that I was quite caring, and possible careers such as a physio, plus I'm into like sports and keeping fit. So what came up was like a physiotherapist, a physician associate, which is like they work above a nurse but below a doctor, I think. A doctor came up, dental therapist, dental nurse, dentist. So yeah, that's why I signed up to medical sciences. Plus I always had sorry about the you know, I suppose that's the catch with not editing videos. So yeah, I went down to an open day at Burnley University, just had a chat with a few people, a few lecturers, and I thought, let's give it a go, why not? I've got nothing to lose. At that point I was really down, so I felt like I'd lost everything anyway. You know, I'd lost my wife. It felt like she died, because she was my best friend for 15 years, and then she wasn't there, and it was just like, ugh, couldn't imagine life without her. But anyway, this isn't about that. This is about getting you guys to potentially quit your jobs, and go back to school and be on a path that I feel like I am on to a better future. I've completed the foundation year. I'm just about to have completed the actual main medical sciences bachelor degree. I've applied and had 3 interviews for medical school, because I'm on course for a first in the degree, which is like 70% or over. So I've done really well. I didn't expect to, but my philosophy, the way I think, is that people always say, oh, I can't do that, I could never be a doctor. I was one of them. I mean, nobody in my family's ever been to university, so it was never discussed when I was young. It was just go to college, get a trade, get in the rat race. And this interview, sorry, where am I even at? So yeah, my point is, you don't have to be, which I get all the time when I'm telling people what I'm doing. I'm 43 and I'm at uni. Oh, and they say, oh, I'm not that smart, I'm not intelligent. You don't need to be smart, you don't need to be intelligent. At the end of the day, if you turn up every day to something that's new, and you do it every day, or 5 times a week, or 4 times a week, whatever your uni course would be, you are going to get good at it. Just like anything, just like riding a bike. You couldn't ride a bike, so what did you do? You rode it every day, you got better. Say, for instance, you want to be a good swimmer. You go to the bath 5 days a week, and guess what? You're going to be a good swimmer. You start a job as I don't know, but whatever job that may be, do you know what I mean? If you're doing it every day, I bet you're quite good at it, right? You're quite good at it, what your job you do. Do you know why? Because you do it every day. So it's the same for uni. If you turn up every day and you listen to the lecturers, what they're telling you, what they're teaching you, you're gonna get good at it. So this video is to inspire anybody that is my age, younger or older, that it's not too late to get out of the industry that you're in and get into something that you have a passion for. Because it took me so long to realize that, you know, you're at work for like half your life. You need to enjoy it. You really need to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, work is a chore. And I know society says that that's just how it is. You get into the rat race, you have a job that pays next to nothing, you just scraping to cover your bills every month, and that's what it teaches you. I don't want to sound like Andrew Tate, but he's so right. Education, school, secondary school especially, just teaches you to be poor. It doesn't teach you to, I don't know, to be successful and create a good business, or doesn't push you to really go to uni and get a degree. You know, once you've got a degree, you can turn up to employers and go, look, I have a degree, and instantly that demands a higher paycheck, doesn't it? Because you're at a certain level of academia that warrants a higher paycheck. Whereas if you just go with with no degree, or whatever you have, like an apprenticeship in, you know, whatever, because I don't want to disrespect anybody out there with the trade that they do, but you're going to be capped at a certain amount, aren't you? You're going to be capped at a certain amount that just covers the bills, maybe a little bit more. So how am I managing? Now I want to be honest, because anybody that knows me may put in the comments, but Stephen lives at home with his parents. I do. I'm 43. I live at home with my parents. I'm not ashamed of it. I've heard people, you know, Stephen lives at home with his parents. But whatever. I'm putting myself out there on YouTube and telling people about it, so I'm clearly not too bothered. But my point is, you don't have to live at home with your parents to do what I'm doing. If you're in a relationship and your wife or your husband is supporting, and you've still got a wage coming in, you could do this, because I'm about to tell you that I'm probably earning more money now studying full time than I ever have done. in my life. I have a side hustle, which is not new, is it, to anybody? I think a lot of people do nowadays just to get by. But the way I'm doing it again, which is not new, is I'm selling on eBay. I buy things from China. I start on AliExpress because you can buy smaller quantities, and then once I found a product that sells, I upscale and move on to Alibaba, which is where you can basically negotiate with the supplier. Because you're ordering such a large quantity, you can get the price down on that product a lot. Whereas with AliExpress, you can't negotiate with the supplier. What the price that they display is the price you pay. So I just want to tell you a little bit about how, in the next video, about how I go about doing this. This video is just basically an overview of telling you and to inspire you that you can do it. Like I say, that's all I'm doing. I know I've started this YouTube channel, but look at my subscribers, I've got like 3 or 4. I've only just started it. But you've got to start somewhere, right? Rome wasn't built in a day, so I am all for starting at the bottom, working hard and working your way up. If you want an easy fix in this life, you want to get rich quick, this video isn't for you. This is all about, you have to be disciplined, you have to be hardworking. If you're not, and you're looking for a quick fix, a shortcut in life like most people are, yeah, let's go and listen to somebody else. But if you do genuinely want to change your life, I can help you. There is a bit involved, especially like when you start on eBay. You do have to research products. You're not going to find a product straight away that is really that's going to make a lot of money. But it's possible. I've been doing it for 2.5 years, selling on eBay, and now has come a point where, you know, it's supplying me with more than a full-time wage. Well, it depends what's a full-time wage to your average person. Is it what, 30 grand a year, 30, 40 grand a year? You know, it's supplying me with that, and all that it's requiring every day is like half an hour. This is just because I found the product. Okay, so it's going to take you more to begin with to find the products. But once you've found the products and you've got them uploaded to eBay, all I'm spending a day is like half an hour of my time just putting them into, because I only sell small items, into padded envelopes. On the way to uni, I just throw them in the post box. All I need to do at home is put the product into padded envelopes. I've got a printer. I've got those pre-cut out labels in the printer. So it prints the label, I peel it off, stick it on the padded envelope, on the way to uni, throw them in the post box, done. But like I say, that's once you've found the product. So the next video is going to be about how you source products and how much of a profit you should be making on each product to make it worth your while. Also, because I'm trying to get into the healthcare world, whether it be a doctor or a dentist, I don't know. I've managed to get a job as a HCA, which is a healthcare assistant in Burnley Hospital. Now, all I'm doing is 1 night shift a week, and it's £220. If, say for instance, there's a truck drivers are watching this, obviously that's my background, I've still got my license. There's a guy up in Barnoldswick, which is like half an hour away from me, and if he's busy, he rings me up and says, Stephen, will you do a shift? And I'll invoice him. I'll invoice him between £200 and £250 a shift. So, you know, one healthcare assistant shift a week, maybe a truck driving day shift a week on a weekend, you're talking nearly £500, 450 quid. And that's just doing 2 days. And that's on top of eBay. So you can quickly see why I'm earning more money now than I was in a regular job. I must admit, doing both a week, I'm not doing now that eBay's really good. I can just live off eBay. I don't need to do a healthcare assistant role shift in the hospital. I don't need to do the truck driving. I'll probably only do that, say, at Christmas when he's really busy. I can comfortably live on eBay. Like I say, I know you're thinking I live at home, but even if you didn't live at home, you can see how £450 plus eBay revenue, you're bringing in way over £1,000 a week, and you're a full-time student. I'm a full-time student. It's more than most people earn in a regular job, right? Working 40-50 hours a week. So yeah, tune in tomorrow. I'm going to take you through the steps of researching AliExpress and how you go about finding profitable products. So I just want to try and inspire you. Finally, just try and inspire you. I know what it's like to get up every day, go to work and hate it. It's horrible, and this life is short. You know, we all think we're all going to live till we're 80. Not necessarily. We've just been doing pharmacology and what else have we been doing? Neuroscience. Anyway, we're doing a lot about cancer, and the scary statistic that 1 in 2 people are going to get cancer at some point in their lifetime. That is frightening. 50% of us are going to get cancer at some point. My point to that is that whatever you want to do in life, get it done now, because none of us know how much time we've got left. Don't stay in that rut that most people are in every week, where they've got this same routine. They hate it. If you've got a routine that you love and you've got a job that you love, turn off. But if like I feel like a lot of people are, if you're stuck in a rut and you don't know how to get out of it, listen to me, because I know it's possible, because I've been there. I'm not charging any money for the help that I'm going to give you tomorrow in the video. With like a lot of YouTube videos, they want you to pay some money, and then they break it down into like 10 videos, so they're gaining even more money. I'm just going to tell you for free. Hence the reason I'm going into the healthcare profession, because I genuinely care about people and I want to help people. So yeah, tune in tomorrow, please. Like, share, subscribe. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.